I get into my car and look down at the map that Sam gave me. The transmitter is about halfway around the perimeter of the dome from where I am right now. It shouldn't take me that long to get there. My mask is starting to get hot and stuffy. I decide to take it off while I'm driving so I can be more comfortable. Removing it with a hiss, I put it down next to me. Oh boy. What if someone's tagging you along? If this is a test, someone's probably observing you and you've just taken your head off. Oh boy. I never realised spies had it so tough. I think there's a fuck up with this text box. Do you see where? It's strange how the chief was so willing to give such advanced technology to a relatively new agent. It's almost like he wanted to send me into danger, but he wouldn't have a vendetta against me, would he? There's another one. I drive along the interior of the dome and watch as tiny bits of meteor hit the barrier and bounce back into the outer city. I wonder what it's like to live out there. I wonder if the people who live out there feel abandoned, cut off like I do without my powers. More than likely. I shake my head. Not being able to feel people's emotions is messing with my mind a little bit, I think. After a few minutes of driving, I pull up at the location on the map and sit there for a moment, thinking. Suddenly I'm jolted out of my reverie by Sam's voice. I jump and turn around to look in the back seat. Did he sneak into my car? Oh god, no, it's my earpiece. Rhonda, do you copy? Over. Why would you... Do you not remember it being put into your ear? Crap, I quickly reattach the mask and turn it on. Rhonda, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. No, I mean, are you at the transmitter yet? Oh yeah, I just got here. This looks so fragrantly dodgy. There is a chain on the fucking floor, for God's sake. Look at it. Also, what's that transmitter made out of? What is this, a 7-year-old's Lego set? My first transmitter? Oh boy, alright. I get out of the car and look around. There's a giant tree in the middle, but the place is less of a park and more of a parking lot. What am I looking for? I approach one of the lampposts surrounding the premises, which looks like as though it's been badly damaged by something. Those aren't lampposts. Are these the transmitters? One of them is. They used to be part of the city's defense system. Defense system? Why haven't I heard of that before? I guess you're just not in the know. Now's not the time to act offended. Just go okay and move on. If it's such a fancy defense system, why is it out here in the middle of a parking lot? You're asking a lot of questions. I'd say yeah, because they're important questions, damn you. Short stuff, I'm trying to understand my task here. Alright, I wanted to see if the alignment changed, and it still hasn't, weirdly. I didn't realise he was going to fucking insult him. Ugh. Look, short stuff, I'm just trying to understand my task here. And I'm trying to get you to complete your task. How can I do that if I don't know what I'm looking for? I already told you what you're looking for. It's one of the lampposts. Well, why does it look like a lamppost then? It's obviously meant to be hidden. Come on, are you that dense? There's no need to be rude. Why is it hidden? Something that important to the city should be out in the open. You really are a genius. If it was out in the open, the Bureau would have smashed it to pieces a long time ago. That's quite an assumption. It's an assumption based on logic. The patterns of behavior by the Bureau are easily predictable in the grand scheme of things. If they knew about this piece of tech, they would want to destroy it, just like everything else they've gotten their hands on. Logic, eh? Yes, now will you get on with it already? I would be as exasperated as this guy as well. Dude, like... God, why don't you put your anti-bureau tech in the middle for all to see? I can sort of see a problem in this plan. Fine. Kicking back in with the music I like. Oh, right, okay, I get to click around, huh? This lamppost, no. This thing over here. What is this? It looks like a piece of old tech. This isn't something you find around lying every day. It's part of the transmitter. It's the power unit. It's strange the Bureau didn't find such a thing if it was just lying around. That could mean it was removed fairly recently. You're right, I should remember that fact for later. I wonder who it was who took it. I don't know, but the Resistance never leaves tech behind. Huh? Why not? Every bit is precious. Any tech could mean a new way to fight the Selenon. Those who only take valuable items and leave the rest don't deserve to be part of the Resistance. That's probably what I would say if I was a rebel. Sheesh, kid, covering all your bases, huh? Old tech added to evidence. Sweet. A chain. No, the tree. There's a big tree in the center of the lot. Anything out of the ordinary? Not quite. That's good. At least we know that whoever stole the beacon is eco-friendly. Sure. This car looks like it's been here for quite a while. Can you tell who it belongs to? Well, I mean, unless it's got property of John Smith like, crudely written on the side in Biro or Sharpie. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Well, there is a license plate number, otherwise I can't get inside, it's locked. Tell me the number and I'll run a trace. V154752. Well, whoever this guy is, it doesn't look like they'd ever steal something. Their criminal record's clean. The fact that you can get that information so fast scares me. Who cares? It's like you're from the Bureau, so you should have nothing to worry about. What a casual thing for him to say. Yep, you got that right. That's an even more suspicious thing to say. It's a stop sign. At least the side facing the parking lot is. The other side says no trespassing. Do you think they knew about the transmitter? No, it's probably a coincidence. Only certain people know about its existence. The average bystander can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference, and I fucking know it's here. Well, whoever was here recently must have hit it and knocked it over. It's not dusty or dirty enough to have been on the ground for that long. It would have had to have been a pretty large vehicle to have hit the sign without causing any significant damage to the vehicle. Maybe a truck? Sounds like a good theory. There's a key over there. Sam, I found a key! A key to what? It looks like a car key. Do you think it could be related? Maybe, maybe not. I should take it just in case. Good idea. Good. Can I use the car key on the car? What's that? This is a receipt. For what? It's like a grocery list? Oh, and here I was thinking it was something important. Well, it must be important to someone. If you're done philosophizing, I've lost the ability to read that word. Maybe you should get back to finding the transmitter. No sense of humor. Where's our evidence tab? Can we not just, like, I don't know, use key with car? Still locked. It's probably not associated with the whoever was messing around with the transmitter. It does seem like it's been here for quite a while. I'll leave it alone. Okay, cool. Well, it's time to click on every lamppost and hope that one of them works. It has to be one of them eventually, right? No. Nope. 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 No. And we can't click on that? Oh, no, we can. No? Okay, so we clicked on all the lampposts and it isn't that. There's a rubbish bin here. Should I try opening it? I doubt the transmitter would be in there. It's not exactly something you just toss into the trash. It could be that they wanted to hide it for later. They'd have probably have come back by now. If you're that dead set on opening it, I won't stop you. This thing smells terrible. I can even smell it through my... Is something wrong? No, nothing. Anyway, from your reaction, it looks like there's nothing of import in there. Importance. There's no imported goods in here. Like, I'm not surprised, Sam. Decidedly not, just a whole lot of trash. So, we're looking for the magical thing of goodness, right? What haven't we clicked on yet? We clicked on the car. Yeah, it's still locked. We clicked on everything here. There's a large tree in the center of the lot. That is not what I clicked. I clicked here. This piece of paper. My eyes glanced to a piece of paper blowing in the wind. It looks like some sort of newspaper. Just trash then? That was my first thought, but the front page article is unusual. Most of the articles are unreadable. The ink is bleeding all over the page, but this one is still legible. Mafia hoarding tech? Hoarding? I hadn't heard of that before. Sources have told us that the ongoing arms race with the Yakuza has begun to ratchet up, with both crime syndicates looking to eliminate the other. This has led to the Mafia offering big payouts for any and all tech delivered to them for research. The Bureau is rumoured to be turning a blind eye to the Mafia's exploits due to the Yakuza's penchant for selling goods to rebels. Oh man. That's all sorts of corruption right here. Bureau Chief Noble declined to elaborate when asked, calling these rumours highly exaggerated and the matter a developing situation that will be handled by the proper authorities. That does sound relevant to our interests. Maybe whoever was reading this paper had an idea to go and steal some tech. That's one more possibility than I neglected to tell Sam, the possibility that Green is not just a name but a code name. If it is, this could become a lot more messy than I expected. I decided to surreptitiously add it to my evidence just in case it turns out to be connected. It might be. Right, is there anything else to even look at? Like, there are towers in the background, but there's a tyre. I tried to move it, but it's quite difficult. It slams back to the ground with a dull thump. Sounds heavy, like a truck tyre, maybe. Does it have any markings on it? Yeah, there are initials on it. What do they say? JJ. Does that mean anything to you? No, it just means that someone whose either company is JJ or named JJ is around. That's not helpful. It sounds familiar. Let me see. It says here there's a business in the dome registered as JJs Recycling Company. The information on them is vague at best. Wait, how'd you find that out so quickly? Why is she surprised? Ugh, that I can't tell you. Just trust me on this one, okay? In any case, that sounds awfully suspicious. They could very well have the equipment to take the transmitter. It's a good guess and a very bad thing. What else is there to look at? Make sure it's not the same tire? No. I can't end anything yet, right? This big... No, I wanted to click on these skid marks. These definitely look like they belong to a big truck, but there's no way to know what type. Whatever it was, that's probably what pulled the lamppost from the ground. Yeah, we know that. It gives a new meaning to tracking down the culprit. How about you stop losing track of time and get back to work? Yeah, amen to that. How about this bit of chain here? This is part of a chain. Like a weapon kind of chain? Who would use chain as a weapon? Oh, I don't know, maybe a chain gang? You could, you just probably wouldn't, because guns exist. A chain gang is a group of prisoners chained together, not an actual gang. Really? Oh, maybe a bunch of prisoners came through here. That's probably not true, is it? More likely it came off some vehicle. That's what I was just about to say. Great. You were going to say no such thing. Anyway, if that's the case, it could be related to transmitter. I think you're right, so you have to take with me, but I'll make a note of it as evidence. Right, that should be it, shouldn't it? Nope. The key was there for a second, but now it's gone. I guess it's all cleaned up. Right, well, we can finish now, which means we've done everything. After taking a hard look around the lot and... Hang on, how come we got our mask? It wasn't on and now it is. Whatever. After taking a hard look around the lot and collecting all the evidence I can for further investigation, I returned to the site of the missing lamppost. So, are all these lamppost transmitters? They were, but only the one still worked. But how exactly do they operate? I don't know, magic? If I'm going after this JJ character, how am I supposed to know what I'm looking for? Sam sighs into his mic, but I can tell he's cracking. Fine. The only thing you need to know is that the actual pole part is useless. Yep, funny that. What we really need is the enclosure inside it. It's what sends out the psi waves. Do you think whoever took the pole knew that? I doubt it. It seems like they don't know very much about this kind of thing. There could have been another party at work here. Interesting. When you find it, you don't have to carry the whole pole. That's good. I'd hate to make more of a scene than I have to. I think walking away from a parking lot in front of people with like a fucking 10-foot lamppost may look somewhat inconspicuous. The transmitter should be wedged into the top. Thankfully, it's a modular unit, so we can get it running immediately. Sounds like a plan. Now you just have to get the transmitter back before it's gone forever. Go in, sneak past a bunch of thieves equipped with high-tech weaponry. Seems easy enough. Don't be so melodramatic. They probably thought the beacon was defunct. And besides, you're a ruined driver. You've probably had your fair share of combat androids to deal with. This should be a piece of cake compared to them. Right, they're all just a bunch of pushovers. You've seen one, you've seen them all, right? Yeah. You could just say, yeah. You could have not made yourself seem, like, really suspicious by just saying, yeah. And that's the end. Ta-da! Whatever. Something gives me the feeling you haven't seen any. Can we get on with it already? Fine, I'll tell you the address. Recycling Co. With the guidance of Sam in my earpiece, I make it to JJs Recycling. It looks like your typical nondescript warehouse that you wouldn't think twice about when driving by. It's looking pretty weird. That doesn't look like the shape it should be. This looks weird. It looks like a real recycling company though, so, you know, that's... that's a start, isn't it? That you wouldn't think twice when driving by. Are you sure this is the right place? That's what it's registered as. I spot a small sign on the fence that bears a similar marking to the hubcap I found at the beacon site. Stepping out of the car, I walk over to the gate, but it's padlocked shut. Doesn't look like he's in the mood for visitors. I pull at the padlock to make sure it's locked, but it doesn't budge an inch. Guess you're gonna have to find a way in yourself. Thanks for the tip, hotshot. You can just make that over 2 text boxes. This is... Silly, this is still a problem. I look around for something to help me get inside. The fence isn't too tall, but it's topped with barbed wire, so I'll have to find something to get myself up and over it. There's a small wooden crate sitting alongside of a large warehouse next door. I go over, grab the crate, and place it next to the fence. That was one heavy bang. I step onto the crate and it breaks. I go tumbling to the ground and hit my knee hard on the concrete. Son of a... What was that? That was me risking my neck. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just cracked my knee on the asphalt. What were you doing? I was trying to use a crate to help me get over the fence, but it broke. I think the wood was rotten. Well, maybe you should keep looking around. All that shows is that the boxes aren't quite working properly, right? That's what that means. It means the boxes are weird and this isn't a place in which they use them. Even though they should be. Now, maybe you should keep looking around. Well, just give me a second to recover. Sure, take all the time you need. It's not like JJ could be selling the beacon any minute or anything. He's melodramatic much. Melodramatic much? What are you, 12? Ugh. You did say you were a ruin driver, right? If you want to join my garage, you might want to demonstrate those skills of yours. I guess snippy, or I might demonstrate some fighting skills when I get back. I get up and look around. Again, standing a few feet away is a metal trash can. I walk over to it and test the top by putting part of my weight on it. It seems sturdy enough. I take off my vest and wrap it around my forearm so I have something to cover the barbed wire. I drag the trash can over to the fence and climb onto it. Reaching up, I drape my vest in over the barbed wire, using it to pull myself over the fence. Hopefully Miss Pierce won't be too angry about the damage. Why would she be? Oh, I got vital information which will help us kill the bad guys. Hang on, what about that vest? You're fired. You ruined it. Are you happy now? That's not gonna happen. I'm in. Good, now go find JJ. I heard you the first time, you know. I walk towards the warehouse in the middle of the recycling yard. Scraps of wood and metal litter the ground, while random pieces of furniture, metal piping, rubber pieces, and appliances are piled in high stacks around me. This place certainly has enough old junk in it to be a recycling company, but they don't seem to be doing anything with the stuff. Much of it looks as though it hasn't been moved in years. My hunch about where the office might be pays off as I round a pile of armchairs and find a small building sitting amongst the heaps of junk. I approach it tenuously. Howdy! Oh god, he's seen us. Are we about to get knocked out? I jump at the proximity of the voice. Hello? A young man with a beanstalk physique comes around with a mound of pipes right next to the building. You know, I'm surprised we have such dedicated customers. I'm pretty sure we were closed for business. Okay, so what's the type? I just start running and looking for a beacon. So, are you going to make me leave? Of course not. I'm not one to turn down a lady in need. The man continues walking towards me with a friendly smile on his face. I'm looking for JJ. That's me in the flesh, owner of this fine recycling facility. Is that so? Yes, indeed. The previous owner went bankrupt a while back, but I was able to rescue this business thanks to my generous monetary assets. Something about this guy makes me think he's not telling the truth. This would be a whole lot easier if I could flash my badge and use my powers to get all past this crap. Yeah, but you can't, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way. I'm not sure if this could be considered rescued. It still looks like an abandoned junk heap. Madam, please. I'm a very sensitive man. Are you saying that I don't plan to recycle all these repurposed goods? Yeah, right. JJ's about as sensitive as you are a psychic. That was a good one. Excuse me, but what are you here for exactly? Let's just say that I'm interested in a few things on the down low. The name's Rhonda Fox and I specialize in extracting certain goods. Why would you use your real name? That's, there's a whole faction who fucking knows you as that. Why wouldn't you just call yourself Davette McCrackhead, you know? Like, that's a better name than using the code name you're giving yourself. I don't sell anything on the black market. It's bad for business, you see. JJ gestures around the junkyard as if to say that this is what a thriving business looks like. Sure, I understand it's bad for this booming business you have here, but let's say, hypothetically, that you were in the business of doing a bit more than just collecting old trash. Recycling? JJ puffs out his chest proudly and his face turns red. Tell him you know about the tech he's transporting to the outer city base next Tuesday. That might warm him up. Warm him up? That'll probably do a bit more than that. Okay, how about this? I know about the tech shipment going on Tuesday to the outer city base. Tech? What tech? You wouldn't by any chance be talking about that dangerous illegal technology? Why, we would never think of harboring such things in this fine establishment. I mean, it's the way you turn into an Italian crying beggar which sort of, you know, makes me not believe you, but whatever, buddy. You don't know, huh? Well, my employer would still like me to ask you a few questions about a certain piece of tech that was stolen inside the dome. And why should I answer? It's against company policy to divulge trade secrets. Because you're a suspect. That tech was valuable to them. If they decide you're guilty, they will ruin your day. And if you're innocent, this should be over quickly, so why not humor me for a moment? Fine, then ask away. I doubt you'll find anything of value, metaphorically speaking, of course, not literally. This guy's a smooth talker. No, he's not. I'm not sure I'll be able to find any leads just by asking him a few questions. After weighing the risks, I decide it's worth it. I reach into my pocket, switching off my psychic inhibitor. A wave of release washes over me as I find myself feeling JJ's emotions, though I'm sure it won't last. Once I figure out exactly what's going through his head, it's going to be terrifying. Oh boy. You think that we stole a beacon? Surely you jest. We keep all our trucks under the utmost scrutiny. Okay. Our records say that we didn't send any over there. Why would you be happy about that one? We'd have no reason to do something like that. So there are normally 4 statements, right? Yeah. I expected him to admit it right away, but he seems pretty confident in this. Why would he admit it right away? He's the criminal here. We'll just see how long that confidence lasts. Begin questioning. Okay, well, here goes nothing. Let's question the little fucker.